What if God was one of us? The idea has been explored in songs, books, and philosophy. But let's take it a step further. If God truly became one of us, what would that look like? Would he live a normal life, go to work, pay taxes, and scroll through social media? At first, it seems like a harmless thought experiment. But as with all things, it's bound to spiral out of control. If God were to exist as a regular human, he would need a place of birth, legal identification, and official records. The bureaucracy of human life would immediately become a challenge. Government systems were not designed to process an entity that exists outside of time and space. Filling out forms would be a nightmare. Questions like place of birth and parental information wouldn't have straightforward answers. And if he were required to get a social security number, that would raise another issue. What happens when a divine entity is added to the tax system? These small inconveniences would set the stage for an even bigger problem, fitting infinite knowledge and power into a finite world. If God were to blend in as a regular person, he would have to deal with everyday struggles. He might have an office job where he meets deadlines, sits through meetings, and handles emails. Despite his omnipotence, he wouldn't be able to bypass the frustrating reality of human inefficiency. Daily commutes would also be a challenge. While he could technically teleport, following traffic laws would be part of blending in. Navigating human infrastructure and bureaucracy would be the ultimate test of patience, even for a divine being. From minor annoyances to the complexities of paperwork, the reality of living as a human would quickly become overwhelming. The internet would be the next great challenge. If God joined social media, it wouldn't take long for controversy to follow. Claims of divine authority would lead to mass reports, account suspensions, and conspiracy theories. Fact-checkers would scramble to verify statements about the universe, and heated online debates would break out. Every tweet or post would be analyzed, misinterpreted, and turned into arguments. Some would demand miracles on live streams, while others would accuse him of fabricating evidence. On platforms dominated by trends, the expectation would be for God to provide content. People would demand answers, wisdom, and divine intervention, treating the situation like an interactive Q&A rather than a cosmic mystery. Despite infinite patience, even God might find modern discourse exhausting. If God were fully integrated into society, tax season would be unavoidable. Filing income reports would create endless complications. With access to unlimited resources, declaring assets would be impossible. The tax office would question how someone could own everything, yet report no income. Governments would take notice. If a single individual claimed dominion over the universe, financial institutions would get involved. Wealth distribution laws, tax audits, and economic debates would follow. The system was never designed to accommodate a divine being with infinite resources and zero liabilities. The more society tried to define and categorize God, the more difficult things would become. Eventually, the world would realize that God was walking among them. Governments, corporations, and religious institutions would all react differently. Some would seek alliances, while others would fear disruption. Attempts to regulate and control the situation would fail. Philosophers, politicians, and news outlets would debate the implications. Conspiracy theories would explode. Groups would emerge, some supporting and others protesting his existence. Corporations would see opportunities for branding, offering sponsorship deals and exclusive licensing rights. Attempts to turn divine presence into a commercial product would backfire, further complicating an already chaotic situation. The world wouldn't know whether to worship, debate, or monetize the divine. At some point, the pressure would become unbearable. The noise of modern life, the endless bureaucracy, and the constant demands would make even the most patient entity reconsider the experiment. One day, without warning, God would vanish. Social media accounts would disappear. Government records would be erased, and all traces of divine presence would be gone. No grand explanation, no final message, just an empty void where there was once infinite wisdom. Humanity would be left wondering what went wrong. And just like that, the greatest social experiment in history would end. Not with divine intervention, but with quiet resignation. Would we really want that? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more thought-provoking content.